Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the session where we are talking consumerism, where we are talking advertising, where we are talking social media. This is closer to what you all are doing now, and hope you'll enjoy this. Okay, the internet is going to be wireless. This is the future of social. We're talking about the future of digital. Cisco predicts that home internet speeds are going to be 20 times faster than they are today. A $1,000 computer with the power of the human brain. You'll probably have by 2020 data that's 35 zettabytes that reaches halfway up to Mars. Right? So what about it? This is what the top people are talking about. Social media trends in 2020, according to the Next Web, is that Facebook is going to become the future of online shopping. It's about apps that are there on your tab, on your phones, that are going to connect to your Facebook and Twitter and make people interact with the stuff that they buy. Facebook and Twitter become social dashboards. You talk about what you did, where you came, where you went, etc. I've got a nice social media explained slide later, which I've taken from Adverblog. You'll have media that's going to be not just passive, we will be interacting with media more. But the future of social, as this gentleman says from Joe Yang, if you've heard of him, and Charlene Lee, who's the partner of the Altimeter Group, says social is going to be like air, it's going to be everywhere. And this is where I want to go from. You've heard them, now here are going to be my views. Okay, contemporary question, something that's on a lot of people's minds. Does Sachin Tendulkar really score when India needs him to score? So here's the question. How many times has he scored a century in the second innings of a test match outside of the subcontinent in a winning cause? Okay, I'll tell you why I had that question up there. That is the future of what the web is going to be. Because the future of social is going to be what the future of digital is going to be. We first had Web 1.0, the Googles of the world, the searches, the wikis. What you had was the functional web. What you could interact with, what you required, it told you what you had. Web 2.0 has had a social layer on top of that. Web 3.0 actually is going to change the technology, and that is when it's going to become more interesting. So if you actually had Web 3.0, which Tim Berners-Lee called the semantic web, you could have that answer, which we will try and find by the end of this session. Somebody said 0, right? So I can talk about it a little. Essentially, if any of you have seen Environ or Robo yourselves, you'll see that this is where he scans the various books by just looking at it, etc. And he says there's this gentleman, he's at a saloon, and he says that Kamal Hassan's number. Then somebody else says that everyone knows. How about my number? And he asks him his name, etc., etc. What we're talking about is H.G. Wells said something about man landing on the moon in 1901, or at least the early 1900s. 60 years later, man actually landed on the moon. What you think is science fiction today is possibly going to be reality tomorrow. And which is why, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have lots of examples from what we're seeing around us, where in movies that you've liked and watched, Mission Impossible, Minority Report. In fact, just about, I think 2 days ago, there was a discussion about FBI having a Minority Report kind of thing where they can track what you're doing on Facebook. Right? So we'll have examples from films, from ads, which is the industry that I come from, and try and show. So you're saying the future of social is essentially going to be the future of digital, and which is why technology plays an important role in the future of digital, right? This is a clip from source code, and I'm not sure this will play either, so I'm just telling you how.
Hey, Sean. Hey. I took your advice. It was very good advice. Sean.
Look, I can see that you think you know me, but I don't know who you are. My name is Captain Coulter Stevens.
You couldn't forgive me.
No.
Talk to me, Sean.
Look, I don't know who Sean is, and I don't know who you are.
Welcome back, Captain Stevens.
Where am I?
You are inside the source code.
What is the source code?
It's a computer program, Captain.
source code enables you to cross over into another man's identity in the last 8 minutes of his life.
At 7:48 this morning, a bomb exploded on a train outside of Chicago, killing everyone on board. A man named Sean Fentress was on that train. He is now you. Think, Captain, remember back. Who bombed the train?
I don't know who bombed the train!
Then try again.
Wait.
As always, you will have 8 minutes.
8 minutes, and then I blow up again. What would you do if you knew you had less than 8 minutes to live?
I'd make those seconds count.
So imagine that was not of science fiction, and that was something that's actually in the future. What's also in the future is, let's see how social is going to get changed by this changing digital world. So how about a social home, right? Today you have the technology that allows you to send an SMS which changes the temperature on the AC switches on, etc. before you reach home. Tomorrow your refrigerator is gonna text you back saying, hey, you have a party this evening, there are only 6 beers in the fridge. Right? So you're on the way back, you get it, you pick up the beer because otherwise it's going to be short for the party. So we're saying internet is not going to be a collection of machines. It's going to be a collection of devices, of appliances, of things that are very uncomputer-like. And that will be led totally by social, which will be overlaid on this technological explosion. There's something from Corning Glass, which is a company that runs this. They're talking about the future of glass plate. Why we say shopping goes social. Right. So you go shopping today and you talk about it. After you bought it, you write on Facebook, I bought this lovely, nice red dress. But what if you were at the store, or even when you were shopping online, you were shopping and you could send it out to all your friends. They could vote which dress looks good on you. They could look on it's augmented reality and it's already coming. By 2020, you'll possibly have something scenario like this. Think of hanging out anytime, anywhere. Video conferencing, anybody? We do it all the time, right? So what happens when you're doing video conferencing? You go to a room which is supposedly for video conferencing, right? And after original slot which is pre-appointed hour, and you have a conference and you go out of that room. But you're going to have something that you're wearing on your head. You're going to have virtual meetings whenever it's ready. And you can actually choose the place where you want to have that meeting. So let's say your friend is in the US and you are in Bombay and you say, let's meet at the coffee shop of the Marriott in Jaipur. So the Marriott in Jaipur can actually monetize it because they will have that space which they are letting out to you virtually. And in the same way that it would be in reality, you'd possibly not get that corner table because that is reserved. Right? So the monetization angle also comes in from the future point of view. Okay, we're saying, how about hanging out together with friends and playing games together, right? Let's, if that's one way, then how about actually viewing them? Now this was there in Mission Impossible, I think. We get that slot?
Morning, Mr. Hammond. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, involves recovery of a stolen item designated Chimera. You may select any 2 team members, but it is essential that the 3rd team member be Naya Nordorf Hall. She is a civilian and a highly capable professional thief. You have 48 hours to recruit Miss Nordorf Hall and meet me in Seville to receive your assignment.
In a value-seeking country like India, we will not have them self-destruct, but otherwise we can have them, for multiple usage. This is going to be the future of gaming, which is social gaming. Play.
What I'm stood on is the omnidirectional treadmill. It enables me to walk in any direction for any distance without really going anywhere. I could now take a walk around a potentially infinite virtual world. In this case, the local town of Tübingen. This is where we were last night!
So essentially, it tells you that it puts you in that scene, in reality almost. You have that headset on, and you can see what's happening as you're playing the game. Today, you have the Wii, of course, and you have the Xbox, Kinect, and those are also getting there. Now, that's going to be the future of it, where you're in the game. There was a recent Hindi movie that did something similar, if you...
What I'm stood on is the omnidirectional treadmill. It enables me to walk in any direction for any distance without really going anywhere. I could now take a walk around a potentially infinite virtual world. In this case, the local town of Tübingen. This is where we were last night! Last night, we took a stroll through the town and we passed these shops, and I'm actually walking past these shops now. At least I think I am. The motion cameras work with it to compensate for every step I take, to ensure I'm always in the center. The treadmill was amazing, but next door was the coolest, most mind-blowing piece of technology I had ever seen. The aim is to hover in front of this wall using small, minute movements and not talk and get distracted. With its racing driver's seat and curved screen, it has the potential to revolutionize arcade gaming. The controls are so sensitive. I had it for a moment. No, too... I fell in love with your body and soul. My hands feel sticky and my head's exposed. My shiver tastes sour, my soul tastes sweet. I wanna lay down, but I just can't sleep. Voodoo, it's your voodoo, round and round, same old thing. My heartache, misery, trouble, and voodoo. It's your voodoo, it's your voodoo.
It takes avatars to a whole new level, doesn't it? And this is there in current advertising. So, what is the future of gaming going to be? It's going to be as social as that. Of course, what you see now in the context of it being, robotic arms and huge treadmills, etc., is because it's being developed now. By the time you have it in 2020, it's going to be in your rooms, and possibly your drawing room where you'll have that. Television, another thing that people watch together and they love watching, is going to become social TV. And the strands of social TV have already begun. Today, some of the smart TVs, you can actually tweet or place on Facebook or chat textually while you're watching TV together. The future of that is going to be a video chatting when you're watching TV. In fact, soon you will also have, let's say, your friend is in, again, some part of the world, and you're watching a program that both of you used to watch at some point in time. You can do one click on the TV, and your friend can watch the same program together. Doesn't matter whether that channel is beamed to that country or that program slot, etc.
Welcome to Jaipur TV. This is how to make a video at Jaipur. So first you have to put your name in. So my name is Jess. So once you've done that, you have to put your email in. So your email shift.
Right, so something like this is going to be your remote and the phone. So diminishing boundaries between virtual and real. I'm trying to arrive at a point here. Let's go to the next slide, where we're saying that essentially what you have social media today, you have an average friend size of, let's say the average Facebook person has 130 friends. Yeah, there'll be enough people here who have more than 1,000 friends across Facebook, across LinkedIn, Orkut, Google+, etc. Right? We call them friends. The future, however, we are saying is going to come back full circle. And with things like this, because the computer is going to be the uncomputer, the thing on the left people recognize, it's called Roxy. Okay? And this is IBO, of course, and that's Asimo. This is about how computers are already looking today, which are uncomputers. Okay? And we're saying relationships are going to go virtual, which is going to lead to something which is possibly what Sir touched upon in terms of teleportation and super condom. We're saying cyber sex is going to become real. Plate.
Electric shivers across my skin. It's like a fever, and you're my only medicine.
Unexpected Experience, New Office XP by Microsoft.
For a minute, I did think that since you have TEDx as name of the event, you could get away with that. Yeah, so what we were saying is that the future, let's go to the next slide. Okay, friends today are essentially gone. In life, you don't have as many friends, as many buddies, etc., right? And as the novelty wears off, do you think that if you have, 1,000 friends on Facebook today, by 2020 you'll have 5,000 friends, 15,000 friends? Can you actually keep in touch with them while having a day job, while doing, what you do? Because this is, at the end of the day, entertainment and pastime and, extracurricular, unless you actually work for Facebook and LinkedIn, in which case, very good. But real life, you have a handful of buddies and friends. So what's going to happen in the future, my prediction is, you will have the emergence of friends irrespective of their physicality, irrespective of the fact whether they're virtual or real. You can watch movies together, you can watch games together, you can play sports together, you can have your Facebook audience applauding while you're playing, you can have virtual meetings. You will have a handful of friends. You'll go back to what everyone calls their best buddies. And the need for proximity online is going to be provided by the technological advances that Web 3.0 is going to bring. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the future of social, therefore, is going to be personal. Thank you. If you have any more questions or things on this, you can always follow me on Twitter. This is the first time I've had a chance to plug this at a TED Talk, that too. That's ADDITIYOM on Twitter. Thank you very much.